Let's be honest about something most people are too scared to say out loud. Looks matter a lot. Not in a shallow Instagram model way, but in a very real everyday life way. Your looks affect how people treat you, how confident you feel, the opportunities you get, the first impressions you make, everything. And it feels like Gen Z men are experiencing this more than ever. And instead of pretending that it's what's on the inside that counts, they grew up online watching how much appearance changes the way the world reacts to you. They saw guys blowing up on TikTok just because they looked good. They saw dating apps where the entire game is looks-based, and they saw the difference between being invisible and being noticed. So it makes sense that looks maxing became this massive topic. At first, it was very simple. Basic hygiene, actually getting a decent haircut, drinking water, cleaning up your skin, getting in shape, just leveling up from bare minimum to presentable. But as more Gen Z men hit adulthood and realized how much looks impact their social life, dating life, and even career confidence, this conversation got bigger, more detailed, more intense. What started as improve yourself a little bit slowly evolved into full-on culture. People comparing routines, sharing transformation pics, studying face structure, optimizing diet, skincare, body fat, posture, all of it. It moved from a side topic to an actual community, an identity, and for some people, almost a lifestyle. But now that looks maxing is so mainstream, the conversation has changed. It's not just about washing your face anymore. Now people are talking about real, tangible methods that can actually change your appearance in a noticeable way. First, it was about fitness and diet, then skincare routines, then mewing and fat loss, whatever. But now the space has fully exploded into the advanced stuff. You got surgery, fillers, steroids, peptides, hormone manipulation, cosmetic procedures, real interventions with real results. You know, it went from a casual glow-up trend to an entire ecosystem where guys are willing to use medical treatments, enhancement drugs, and even full-on surgical alterations just to optimize how they look. And honestly, I'm happy that more people are aware now. I'm just glad the conversation evolved past the old, watered-down advice of just wear cologne or just get a haircut. Because let's be real, that stuff barely moves the needle. It's surface level. It doesn't fix asymmetry. It doesn't change your face structure. It doesn't lower your body fat. And it doesn't make you a new person. The newer wave of looks maxing, the parts focused on actual biology, diet, orthodontics, that's real improvement. That actually changes how you look in a noticeable way. And I think it's a good thing that guys finally have access to information that actually works. But the problem is in the extremes. Some people took a healthy concept and they've turned this into a competition where they will take the most extreme measures to win. So now you've got teenagers seriously considering procedures they don't need, guys hopping on steroids with zero understanding of the risks, people messing with peptides, filler, jawline work, you know, all chasing this hyper-optimized version of themselves without thinking about long-term health. And that's really the whole thesis of this video. You should absolutely improve your looks, but only in ways that don't destroy your health. There's a line between self-improvement and self-harm, and a lot of people are starting to blur it. Yes, looks matter. Yes, you can change them. And yes, you should take advantage of things that genuinely make you look better. But the second you start trading your health, your energy, or your basic ability to function for aesthetics, that's where everything collapses. If you're tanking your hormones, wrecking your sleep schedule, starving yourself into dysfunction, or running your body into the ground just to look a little sharper in a mirror selfie, you've crossed the line from self-improvement to self-destruction. And it's not just your physical health, it's your finances too. We've reached a point where people will drop $20,000 on jaw surgery, $30,000 for full facial redesigns, or even $200,000 on limb lengthening surgery just to gain like 2 inches of height, all while ignoring the fact that the recovery is brutal, the risk is massive, and the result is often nowhere near worth it. You also got guys hopping on steroids with zero clue what they're doing, taking random peptides they bought online, blasting drugs that permanently alter their hormones because some influencer made it sound low risk. This is where the whole looks maxing stops being about leveling up and starts being about ruining your future for a barely noticeable upgrade. There's a huge difference between improving your looks, which is good, and gambling your life, body, and bank account for aesthetics that won't even matter if you're miserable, broke, or unhealthy. If what I'm talking about sounds familiar, it's probably because you've seen Clavicular. He's basically the poster child of the extreme hardcore side of looks maxing, the side that goes way beyond cologne and haircuts and straight into the full lifestyle overhaul territory. And I'm not here to hate on him for the record. I think he's entertaining, he's transparent, and he openly talks about the lengths he's willing to go to for the aesthetic he wants. He's not pretending to be natural, he's not selling fake hope, and he doesn't sugarcoat anything. But let's be real, the stuff he talks about and the lifestyle he presents is not just normal looks maxing. This is the incredibly far end of the spectrum where you're getting into some dangerous territory. He's mentioned things like using drugs to suppress appetite, being on testosterone extremely young, dealing with infertility as a result, running like insane god doses of peptides, planning a double jaw surgery for his face, pushing his body and face to extremes for very specific aesthetic goals. And this is no longer the drink water, hit the gym, fix your skin lane anymore. This is the high risk, high cost, high impact body modification side of things. And that's the point. If you're watching Clavicular and thinking that his path is the blueprint for you, I urge you to consider the following. A lot of what he talks about comes with real risks, not internet fear-mongering, actual consequences that you have to live with. Hormonal issues that can follow you for the rest of your life, infertility or long-term reproductive problems, surgical risks like nerve damage, infection, recovery time, or results that you can't reverse, peptides and compounds with sometimes no or barely any long-term research, massive financial costs that could set you back years, and potential addiction for certain substances being used for appetite suppression. This isn't like a haircut where you temporarily look fucked up for a few weeks. This could be potentially life-ruining / changing. And look, if you genuinely understand all of that and you decide you want to do something extreme for your looks, fine, it's your life. You have every right to pursue whatever appearance you want, but you should know exactly what you're signing up for. You should know that you might be giving up health, money, fertility, long-term stability before you chase an aesthetic that might only matter on the internet. I'm not here to tell you not to do anything. I'm saying you should never make massive, irreversible decisions without understanding the full picture. Here's the part that really blows my mind. The people most drawn to the extreme options are usually the ones who need them the least. It's rarely the guy who's 5'4", overweight, struggling with acne, and trying to claw his way to average. Half the time, it's the dude who's already genetically blessed, already attractive, already tall, already aesthetic, but he's convinced he's not enough because he's comparing himself to an ultra-filtered standard that doesn't even exist in real life. Look at Clavicular. He's literally considering limb lengthening surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6". He's already in the top percentile of height on Earth. You put him in a room of 100 random guys, he's probably one of the tallest 5 people there. But that's what the extreme side of this whole thing does. It rewires your brain until elite starts feeling like mid, until what would be insane for anyone else feels like, well, I could do better. You're already winning the genetic lottery and still trying to buy more fucking tickets. And that's what scares me about the culture. It's not just insecure kids chasing impossible standards, it's objectively attractive people being convinced they're subpar because they've only ever seen themselves through the lens of comparison. So if you're watching Clavicular or any extreme looks maxing creator and thinking about following in their footsteps, I urge you to really think, like, do you need this? Or are you just stuck in a feedback loop where great suddenly feels like not good enough because you've been staring at your own reflection for too long? Again, if you understand the risks, you want to do something extreme, it's your life, but don't let this distorted self-image push you into interventions that you might not even need or shit you might regret later. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this topic down in the comments below. I'll read some of them and maybe I'll pin one that I really like. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. I appreciate you guys so much, and there will be more videos soon. And if you want to see my videos come out early, go check out my Spotify, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a nice day.
I don't know.